Welcome to another video, and it looks like DED is trading right now on HydraDX, but the price hasn't been doing so great. If we look here on the chart, it was trading at a tenth of a cent initially, even over a tenth of a cent, and it dropped just above half of that, and now it's a little bit higher up, 0.07 cents, as you can see here. It's a shame that we are in this situation because, I think it has to do with many things, such as the tokenomics change, that has made the community very angry. And it could be other reasons as well. It could be just people that are simply not interested in holding an airdrop and you just want to sell it, So perhaps when the utility comes into play, whenever it's going to get announced, perhaps then there's going to be some demand. But until then, it is how it is, And for example, let's say you hold 1,000 DED. If you had 1,000 DED, you would only get 70 cents for that, If you hold 10,000 DED, you'd only get $7, less than $7, as you can see here, $6.96, 0.72 DOT. Again, the pair that it's actually on is the DOT DED pair, but if you're swapping for, say, USDT or something else, it'll automatically do that swap for you, the conversion, so you'll need to pay those extra fees. So that's how it works on HydraDX. But you do need various things. You need to have 0.02 USDT on Asset Hub in order to transfer it out, to do that cross-chain transfer. You also need a little bit of DOT on Asset Hub to be able to pay the transfer fees. And you also need a little bit of HDX on HydraDX, just to be able to use HydraDX. So there are many things that you need, in order to trade this. And I think on Polkadex it's going to be different, but yeah, this is how it is. Unfortunately, people are let down with the airdrop right now, but hopefully the sentiment is going to be back, but for now, this is the situation that we're in. I'm not going to talk about DED in today's video too much. I just wanted to quickly give you my thoughts here on the current situation that's happening. And the other unfortunate thing is that their X profile was also taken down and it's suspended. So that has stirred up the community even more. I'm not sure if there were people that simply hate DED and have started reporting the posts and then that ended up blocking the account. I'm not sure. Perhaps that could be the case as well. Because why else would it get blocked all of a sudden like that? They have created an alternative account just to use in the meantime until they recover DOT is dead. But yeah, it's been a bit of a mess, to be honest, and people are not happy, but what can you do? And looking at DOT here, this is the DOT chart. DOT is still trading sideways. We had that pop to $10 on the 26th. And then ever since then, we've been trading sideways here on the larger time frames, as you can see on the 4-hour chart. We've tried to go high again to 977, but we went back down. So now we've got a red candle on the 4-hour, and we'll see how this closes. It looks like it's going to close on red. Perhaps it's going to drop even lower, but it looks like we are in a nice sideways range here. And, there is good support around $9.30. Every time it went that low, it went back up. So we'll have to see, because some people are saying that perhaps DOT is due for a bigger push to the upside, which will take out this previous resistance, that we had at 1190. So some are saying that perhaps we'll even see $15 to $16. That would be very nice if we do see that. But for now, the chart is telling us it's trading sideways. We are still in the uptrend though. When you're above the red line, which is the 100-day moving average, then we are in the uptrend. Looking at Injective is not doing great. It's having a bad day. So even though it went to $41, which is an area that we've seen many times before, except for this nice pop that we had to 53 here. It's been dropping again. It keeps on going to like 36, 35, and then it just goes back up to 40. Then it goes back to 35 again. So it keeps swinging back to these low levels. If you're a scalper, you could have gotten some really nice trades here off this. So basically shorting here when you see the weakness, longing here when you see strength, shorting here when you see weakness, longing here when you see strength, and so on. Of course, you'd get stopped out here because you'd be shorting this one, hoping for lower levels, and then it would just stop you out here unless you're shorting this one. If you're shorting this one again, then you'd get a nice profit here because it did go down to that previous level. And then again here, long, short, and so on. It keeps on swinging up and down like this, but it's unfortunate right now that, we're not seeing more strength, but we are still on that uptrend. If we look at the larger time frame, as you can see, it keeps on bouncing off this 100-day moving average each time, but we are still climbing. Although it's a bit concerning here because even though this low here is higher than this one, unless we're going to see a nice bounce to the upside here, then we are in a bit of a danger zone here with Injective. Although for now, you know, we're still okay, even though it is down, it could still go higher. We could potentially see 45, 46, even 48, and maybe even $50 once again in the next couple of days, perhaps even the next week or so. But Solana is not having any of that. Solana is just on a continuous uptrend. Look at this. This is on the 4-hour chart. It's riding the 21-day moving average really, really nicely. You know, it went to the 50-day moving average. It bounced off at once here, and then it just continued back on that 21-day, and it keeps on riding it really nicely. There's a lot of demand for Solana. $186 right now, you know, given that, you know, it only pulled back to what, 167 on the 18th of March, 165, and now it's already like wanting to go back to 190. And let's not forget that it did actually break above 200 as well. $209.40 was the peak that we've seen for Solana in 2024. So yeah, Solana is doing very, very good. And yeah, this is pretty much it. You know, if you're holding assets that pump like these, you know, of course you're going to be happy. Unfortunately with DOT, you know, it is moving very slow. We need to wait for the news in April to see if Gavin has anything good to say. If not, then we are in trouble. We need to wait for core time. We need to see if core time has any kind of impact. So we'll see. Like this summer is going to be important, but meanwhile, Solana holders are making crazy gains, and we don't know how much longer this can last. You know, it'll eventually turn around, it'll eventually come crashing, but for now, coming into the Bitcoin halving, is doing extremely well. So yeah, if you're a Solana holder, fair play to you. I'm not, unfortunately. Do I regret it? Yes, I do, because, you know, I could have made crazy gains. Like if I would have gotten in here when it was $20 in late 2023, you know, I could have made a big killing of Solana. And let's not forget Celestias, let's not forget Injective. You know, there are many others. Again, you could argue that Atom didn't climb as high, you know, but that's why we should diversify. And unfortunately, I did not diversify into Solana. So yeah, that's all from today's short video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts, by the way. And do you hold Solana? See you in the next one.